Good morning. My name is JacquieTimbury, and I'm a student at Cape Breton University in the Masters of Business Administration program in Community Economic Development. I'm here today to discuss some findings with respect to a recent organizational study that I've done on Starbucks Corporation. So everybody knows that Starbucks has been around for quite a few decades, since 1971. Howard Schultz, the current CEO of Starbucks, is credited with making Starbucks what it is today by introducing the concept of coffee shops and the experience as he experienced himself on a business trip in the 70s in Milan. As a result of Schultz's innovation, Starbucks has grown to in excess of 20,000 stores globally, with an annual revenues in excess of $13 billion. It's been very successful, and he's been credited with being an excellent leader with respect to the corporation. However, based on the organizational study that I did conduct, there are some pros and cons with respect to Starbucks Corporation that could be looked into by the company itself. Some of the pros, on a good note, are with respect to quality, never compromising. Yes, it is high-end, but you get what you pay for. Also, Starbucks is involved in social enterprise, and Starbucks is one of the first companies to incorporate employee benefits for part-time employees. In the U.S., specifically Seattle, but in the U.S. overall, where Starbucks originated when Schultz brought his vision back, healthcare is a huge political platform, huge political discussion with respect to healthcare. So allowing his part-time employees to do that garnered him very, very much support from the population in the States. In addition to that, Starbucks stands for some causes, whether it's same-sex marriage or gun control. Garners them a lot of media as well. And overall, Starbucks is selling the experience. In terms of cons or disadvantages or things that Starbucks may want to look into, there are a few things. Diversification of their market and their investments. All their money's in coffee. What happens if the global coffee industry takes a turn for the worse? How's that going to impact Starbucks sales? How's that going to impact their cost of goods and the profit margins that they make off those cost of goods? All your eggs in one basket, maybe not necessarily a very smart way to conduct business based on the current fiscal times that we're in. In addition, where's the marketing? I understand that marketing is based on the causes that Starbucks supports. In the States, Starbucks does a huge job of marketing, television commercials, TV commercials, internet marketing. In Canada, not so much. Everybody in Canada knows that you turn on your TV in Canada and you're going to see a picture of somebody having one of these before they drop their kids off for coffee or after their coffee game or in the winter. Canadian. Do we do a very good job of marketing that? Of course we do. When you're looking for Starbucks in Canada, primarily Eastern Canada, what are you going to see? The marketing is being able to locate the siren. You see the siren, you know there's a Starbucks around the corner. Central and Western Canada, there's a Starbucks on every corner, much like the U.S. Some people say that based on that, Starbucks perhaps has saturated markets by locality. That remains to be seen. But where is the marketing? Starbucks now is globally, so they operate Europe, China, Japan, Middle East. The marketing that Starbucks head office, the corporation, decides to launch is not necessarily going to be the same marketing globally. What you're going to market to the customers in the Middle East is not the same advertising that you're going to do for Canada, and vice versa, Canada, the States, or China, Japan, and the Middle East. So those things have to be taken into account. Based on a study that I did, I don't think that Starbucks takes that into account as much as they should. And innovation, innovation, innovation. Yes, Starbucks wants to be high-end. They stand on quality. They've always stood on quality. They've never compromised the quality. But they did have some bad publicity. Prepackaged foods, maybe not such a good idea, especially when all of them are being recalled. But the innovation is going to come from not correctly analyzing your market, but analyzing the market more specifically. Don't discount the fast food chains that are now serving premium coffees that are similar, comparable, or perhaps a substitute for the high-end, high-priced coffee. If they're getting the business, there's something they're doing right. So perhaps Starbucks needs to look at some innovative tactics to be able to increase their market share in the future. Now, based on that, and having said that, there are a few things that I've come up with. I've come up with 4 main recommendations for Starbucks. The first, Implement some high-end additions to the store. Incorporate perhaps high-end chocolate, Godiva, joint venture, strategic alliance. May bring them some more business. Or even they could look at supporting entrepreneurial organizations and having chocolatiers join their organization and setting up shop at various Starbucks locations. The second is new locations. They're always looking for locations. There's a Starbucks everywhere, but what kind of clientele are they looking for? According to Howard Schultz, Starbucks is looking to cater to the coffee culture, the affluent community, high-end, people that enjoy a cup of coffee and want to know what they're drinking. Having said that, colleges, universities, libraries perhaps, maybe some other venues for them to look at with respect to establishing organizations and locations. Thirdly, bistro-type food. Prepackaged food and having it recalled, not a good idea for Starbucks. However, perhaps they can look at incorporating bistro-type foods, open concept kitchen, fresh made to order, high-end product. They incorporate that, they're not going to lose the lunch business. People are going to come in for that $7 coffee and then perhaps spend the $14 for lunch as opposed to going next door and spending the same $14 somewhere else. Higher table turnover, higher check balances. And lastly, marketing, marketing, marketing. On a global capacity, Starbucks cannot market globally. They have to market geographically and by section. In my opinion, and based on the study, if they focused more on marketing specific to area, region, location, district, whatever they want to call it, they may be able to increase their revenues and increase their client base because they're targeting that market specifically as opposed to global concepts. My name is Jacqueline Timbury. Thank you very much and have a good day.